doesn't matter. Whatever. This type of food poisoning made me shit for 3 days.
Your whole hockey team watched the OC.
Yeah. Just boys being boys, baby.
Is it going to record this week?
Hello. Now it's moving. Okay. I almost did it again. I really almost did it again.
But you press twice. There's seconds counting. You can see the minutes moving.
It's not the minutes moving. The minutes were moving last time too. It is the bars showing the volume is actually coming in because the mic was switched off last week on this.
God
button.
damn.
That's what I just noticed now is obviously what happened.
Okay.
But I'm with you now in good audio. I know it was miserable just listening to Jason in perfect quality and being like, the quality part of this podcast is now muffled, and that's bothering me.
But we all know you didn't watch last week's episode because Oren didn't put it up on YouTube because
realized that I think a day ago. I was like, hey, where's the last episode? And I was like, oh no.
Just put both up next week. Who gives a shit?
I guess. I still have to export. It turns out I never even exported it because that's why the only lazy thing that happens with the video is that it takes an hour that I can't use my computer, and who cannot jerk off for that long in a day?
Right.
So, I mean, you know.
You're 100% correct. My dick is bleeding right now. Just from
what else is new?
No, yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes it stop bleeding is when I actually touch it. That's what.
Dude, I can't imagine having like Blue Chew and all that stuff like super available as like like younger in my 20s and stuff because I used to
when
like
your dick is at its best. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but your dick is at its best, but then you start doing a little bit of hard drugs on like crazy night, and you know your dick's not going to work because you're on hard drugs. So I would have so tried to like take a Blue Chew or a Viagra, and then also take my Coke or my ecstasy so that I could fuck on the crazy trip. But you're not supposed to be able to fuck.
No, that's the thing. Your heart would have exploded at age 23.
Exactly.
And doctors across the nation would have flown in to see the open, the theater autopsy, you know, and
for sure.
And then they would have seen like an inside-out heart in the middle of your chest cavity, and they would have been like, "We do not know what the problem was." Doctors from Louisiana that sound like that.
Yeah.
Louis do not know. I am from Louisiana.
Yeah, no, that's for sure what would happen to me. And plus, like, it's not like I was getting puss all the time. You know, I wasn't like a mad puss getter.
Who was, you know?
So I would have just like jerked it off until I rubbed it out out of existence. I'm like, there's no.
Just like stretching out a ball of dough at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
you know.
They're like, never mind foreskin. There's no skin left.
Yeah,
you've rubbed it all off.
Just jacking off a limp dick.
Oh, for sure. And also, I just like thank God all this porn wasn't available to me. Thank God I lived. I grew up when I grew up. I'm not saying that it's a problem that it exists, but someone in the comedy community post like. What, everything I grew up with is not okay, you soft-ass bitches or something
Pepe
like
Le Pew got canceled or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit, man? How much Pepe Le Pew were you watching recently that you give a shit that whether or not LeBron's going to give him a Pepe Le Pep talk on the fucking...
that's not bad. I like that. Le Pep talk.
I'm quick. I just had I just had a bagel with smoked salmon and cream cheese. I'm fucking firing on all cylinders here.
Look at you joining the Jew community like a champion. I'm impressed. I'm proud.
Yeah.
I think actually the whole Pepe thing, the funniest thing for me was that I just noticed how when I was younger, that was like my favorite Looney Tunes cartoon like segment, and I was like, oh, does that mean something? Does that say something about
100% it does.
That my favorite one was
it 100% does because you're known for painting your pussy like a pussy.
You're
painting your penis like a pussy to make it so that you can go after the lesbian community.
That's the move, dude. It's a simple, like those women on Instagram that do the crazy face painting that make them look like someone else completely. That's what I do to my vagina, to my penis.
Yeah. Have you seen like the Korean girl who just turns herself black?
No, I didn't see that. I want to.
She just puts a lot of foundation on and just full on looks like like a black girl with like maybe a quarter Asian type of like a little bit of an Asian look.
Caucasian.
Sure, yeah, Blasian.
Latino.
Like a Tiger Woods situation.
Right. May rest in peace.
May his ACL, MCL, every CL that he's got rest in peace. That man is
R.I.P.
never
Tiger.
stepping on a fucking golf course again.
It is very over. Like, I can't believe I've gone to another car accident. Like, how do you do that, Tiger?
Well, I mean, the
How do
last
you
one
do
wasn't
that?
a real one. It was his Norwegian wife chasing him with a flying umbrella or whatever the fuck it was. You know?
Right, that's true. This one, he just got wrecked.
Yeah.
He's destroyed.
Yeah.
They're gonna reconstruct him with. He's
I mean,
gonna be like.
If anyone has the money, it's him, you know? And if anyone has the money to have like an Elon Musk knee, you know, just like a silicon battery powered knee, it's Tiger.
Bionic Woods. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in for it.
You're in for it, dude. I've been having
Yeah.
I had a thing. I put a thing up on Twitter that hasn't gotten much love, and I'm really obsessed with the idea of like you walk into like a hotel elevator, and you look at all the numbers, and there's an elevator operator in there with you, you know, and you're like, how come there's no 69th floor? And it's like, oh, there was too many reports of ghosts fucking on that floor, so we changed it
Too
to
much fucking on that floor.
There's too much ghost fucking specifically.
There was too much sex in general on that floor. Too many holes were being filled, sir.
There's too
How
much
many holes do you have, sir?
Simultaneous
many holes-
sucking at on that floor.
How many holes do you currently have, sir? I guess it would be one. I guess it would be 3. 3 would be
The amount of holes
short.
filled.
And by more than 3 people.
Yeah. Just
Constantly mopping the floors on the 69. No
The
amount
floors.
of mops.
are perpetually sticky. You could
try to
power a
swim-
small nation with the amount of stick on the floor. There's too
tried
much
to-
stick.
We once added a black light and it powered all of the city.
We illegally powered North Korea for a full week.
The shining semen lights of the black light. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I like that idea.
That's fun. And you go to Disney and they have the Tower of Terror and it just keeps going up and up and up and up.
Do you know how crazy it is when you really how stupid humans are that there are so many buildings that don't have a 13th floor and why that?
Are you
makes
saying that because
any
as a
sense?
Jew, the 13th floor would be a lucky floor for you?
Why do you say that?
I've heard that 13 is lucky for you people.
It's the bar mitzvah. I don't know how lucky it is.
Oh, okay. I heard it was
It's
lucky.
like I think the thing with there's a lot of what do they call numerology? A lot of that bullshit in religion, and a lot in Judaism.
Because they had
too,
nothing
so-
else to think about, dude. Before, imagine, even before, no one knew how to read and write. You know, you could just count because you had 10 fingers, so you knew how to count.
Yeah.
You went up to 100, and you're like the genius of the city, of the town.
Right. You were like,
So then what else is there to think about? It's like, that's it. That's all there is to think about is numbers and the stars. That's all you got to think about.
yeah. And I always thought about how we ever take any of their documentation seriously. Because if anything happened for the first time, you would be like, the amount of times I would think that everything's over, the world is gonna burn. Like the
Of
first,
course.
imagine you're walking around the first time it rains. You're like, okay, well, that's it.
We,
that's it.
We
That's
pissed
it for
off
life.
all the birds, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Those guys are angry.
Yeah.
Okay. It must be. They control the skies, so it must be them.
The world is cold melting. It's definitely cold melting all over the place, so we have to watch out. The sky is falling. So I don't know how we take any of that stuff. I would just always have been. I would have been the crazy person, always running around like the end is nigh. Just that's me. Yeah, for sure. I'm still kind of distracted by the breasts on this old man behind you.
Oh yeah, if you're watching, if Oren uploads this to YouTube, my backgrounds are all just old pictures that I had saved on previous computers, and I was watching.
Well, the ones that aren't hidden on the secret hard drive. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
I Netflix Canada used to have Law and Order SVU, which is one of the best. Like, just put on nothing and just waste 4 hours of your.
Did they ever cover your story, or did they? Did you?
Yeah,
see-
the guy who got too much pussy.
yeah.
The guy who was too cool.
Shit, this guy just gets too much pussy.
We gotta arrest him. Save some for the
Gotta go to jail.
Anyway, so point is, I think this episode was when the captain got arrested for something. I think he might have been they might have been arresting him for his own, semen crimes, and it's he's just got beefy fucking nipples, man, and the caption says you can turn around now, Captain, which I like a lot.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear when I'm done fooling around.
You can turn around now, Oren.
Yeah. No, I like Captain. I like to be called Captain.
That's true. That's true.
Captain Ahab.
Fuck, man. I do wish we had more Law and Order on Netflix. I love that show. That's my favorite. Like just waste an afternoon. You know.
Well, the person we used to steal, not steal, but like like contractually used her Netflix, has decided to use her boyfriend's Netflix from now on. So we've lost our Netflix account. Okay. Whereas so now, I have not been able to use your Crave for a few weeks now. Oh, really? What's happening with that? I didn't know.
I don't know. It always says there's too many users on, and so we can't get on.
Yeah, she gave it to everybody. She did.
Oh, well. So now we have to watch our. I don't know what is even on Crave. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I do. I don't use Crave. Like, Carly uses Crave. I use her cousin's HBO Max account.
Right. Yeah.
And I just watched like Judas and the Black Messiah. It was pretty sick.
Oh, that's that movie. Okay.
That's that movie, Jason.
That's that movie.
Yeah, with the black people. Correct, Jason. I know it's not your style. It's not really up your alley.
What are you talking about? I liked that movie that you didn't like.
You said you loved.
Shut the fuck up!
No,
you said anything.
You said you loved American History X, but you stopped after the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you said. You really
as soon
loved
as those teeth touched the pavement, I was like, that's.
You're like, I can't get better than this. How am I gonna watch something that's better than this? And so you just turned it off.
Imagine being that guy who just loves a movie so much he just turns it off. He's like, I can't.
I can't get better. I'm not gonna.
That's the peak of entertainment right there.
Yeah. I always I find it as like a little issue, it's like you ever watch a movie like with a woman, like an emotional movie, and then they get a little horned up after an emotional movie. You ever notice that?
No, it's the opposite for me. I'm the one who gets crying and and I have to be consoled.
You watch Old Yeller and just like your dick's hard as a rock. You're like, I can't. You're watching E.T. and for some reason your dick's
when
so
he's
hard,
in the ravine in E.T., I'm like, oh God, give me a fucking raisinette right now.
You're like, baby, it hurts so much, it's ouch.
When Babe Pig in the City finally gets to the city, I'm like, oh boy.
That's so funny.
My innie turned into an Audi, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely is an innie, when you're not hard. Isn't that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Is it inverted?
I have 3 balls when I'm not hard, and then it just pops out of the shell like a turtle.
Mine's so small and it's not hard. It's so embarrassing.
I
hated it. That's why you can't hang out. Like I could just whip it out in like a locker room because it's
why
it's like
no one like. I mean, I think I told that story already about the guy who the only guy who so aggressively whipped it out because he had a micro penis. You know?
Yeah.
All right, laugh it up.
It's like he's getting behind it. I like that.
Yeah. That was the first. That was.
I told you. Yeah, when we had that conversation, I knew a guy who was like that too. And in summer camp, he used to fuck everything. Remember? He's like,
yeah. I hate that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Good times.
Good times.
What do you think? I heard there's some mics in Ottawa opening up.
Yeah, but what are we gonna do? Again, we have a curfew at 8, so you'd have to do the mic and then sleep over in Ottawa. Rent a hotel room, spend $200 to do an open mic.
True, I did think of that. That is a bit of an issue.
Unless you stick an Uber sticker on the back of your car, and then you just have you get some sushi or something, in a takeout bag. You put in the front seat. And they're like, where are you driving to? It's like, oh, I'm going to deliver the sushi 400 kilometers away. Yeah, it's a very specific order.
Look, it's a good payday for me. That's why I chose it. It's far, but it's worth it. Trust me.
I'm going from Gatineau, Quebec to Villemard. And
I'm going to make $11.99.
Exactly. Hopefully I get an 8% tip. Hopefully the guy... adjusted his tip and edited it. He didn't choose 10, 15, or 20. He went in and chose 8.
Yeah.
So I can
feed my... edited it. Yeah. He didn't choose one of the normal options. I'll type this one in.
Yeah.
I'll type this one in. Leave it to me. I'll type it in.
The only time I type it in is if my OCD, which let's say it's 44, and then the options go to 51 or 49. I'll type in $6. You know what I mean? So I guess an even 50.
Yeah, I never think that way. I just don't. I couldn't care. I could care less. I'll go with the option. I'm not cheap.
Same thing when I fill up gas. I try to get like the same numbers 4 times. I'll do like 33, 33. Yeah.
You do?
It's fun. Well, game.
That's fun for you? That's what you consider fun?
That's the most amount of fun you can have while filling up gas. Am I right?
Jerry had that commercial, didn't he? With the
I forget.
Filling
Amex?
up right to the number. So yeah, Amex is Superman. They're filling up gas. Putty plays the voice of Superman. It's pretty great. Good times. Look it up. Find something more entertaining to do than listen to this.
Well, no, hey. Last week was not a bad episode. It's just shitty quality because someone forgot.
Yeah, I screwed up. But not this week. This week
not
is
this
smooth.
week. We'll be fine.
You're going to be wetting hard to this
song. Please don't be wetting hard. If you are, just don't watch or listen.
Hey, what's that? Who's that tweeting about us? Was that someone famous?
No, it's fucking. He's listening to this podcast right now.
Are you famous?
It's David Lonstein.
Oh, I know David. I
Yeah.
think it's pronounced Lonerstein.
No.
Lonstein.
It's not Lowenstein. I've said Lowenstein before, and he doesn't have an E in his name. Whatever, doesn't matter. Why are we? What are we talking about here? We're wasting time, wasting precious time on David.
I thought it was something to pay attention to. Bring attention.
Now we know. Now he knows when we recorded this episode.
Okay, everybody else listening, pay attention to Dave Lubenstein. He's the model. Retweet us like he did.
He did not retweet us. He mentioned us.
Doesn't
matter.
He's won a prize by retweeting. He gets to get his dick sucked by Jason. Jason's gonna
He's got to catch me first.
Jason's gonna come there and give you the old sloppy J.
Oh God! Can you stop?
It's where he uses his long teeth to help.
Are my teeth long?
Yeah, I think so. I decided that just now.
Use them as a can opener. Just crack it into a Campbell chunky soup.
Yo, she is checking out his ass in that fucking.
Yeah,
photo.
the detective right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Brown. She's like, foxy. That's a foxy ass.
Make them cheeks clap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the other one is looking at her, being like, "You're
a pervert.
Racist. Yeah. That's a racist. What you're doing right now.
You're racist against Italians, which is the captain's like, I'm not Italian. Well, you're still.
And that guy's standing there in the middle, just being like, "Put it in my ass." And they're like, "That's not what we're gonna do." He's like, "Just put it in there already. I came ready."
Did you know, Captain, that a rectal stamp is the same as a fingerprint? Just spread your ass and put it on this photocopier, and we'll be able to identify you as the wet ass bandit.
That's me every time I go to see the doctor to get a little thumb in the butt. I'm like, I came ready. I've been practicing all day.
The doctor has like, you know how at the dentist they have like x-rays to be able to like identify your teeth when you die? Your doctor has like an MRI of your asshole.
Yeah.
And so if ever they recover your body, they're just like, they look at the 2 MRI prints of your asshole. They're like, that's him. That's
It's
the
ready.
loosest asshole we've ever seen.
I pre-lubed it before I left the house. The lube's already applied. No need.
Gross.
I've stretched it out over the last few weeks. Remember we were talking about that, gauging your asshole?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Just fucking a guy with a bit of a girthier dick every week and having him going to sleep with his dick in your butt. Like, use big spoon, little spoon with them, and you sleep that way and then you wake up the next day, and then you get a guy with a bigger dick to do it, and then you slowly gauge it out.
And then every time you run, it just sounds like a paper plane going through a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Just like all the you run past a bus and all the exhaust from the bus just goes into your ass.
It's like living between 2 buildings, like 2 apartment buildings.
Yeah.
Just a few nice tunnel of love.
Oh God, gross, dude.
Fucking amazing.
You know what? I don't feel that bad because I noticed that our average download time is 5-6 p.m. So people are listening to this at nighttime before they go to bed. So they'll have sweet dreams.
Welcome to the evening edition.
Welcome to the evening friendship of evening.
I hope you're hard and wet.
No, stop it.
Down in the area that God gave you.
It is an area that God gave us.
I hope you're feeling naughty in your nethers.
Gross.
I think some people probably masturbate to that just now.
It's possible. I mean, it's like probably a 1% chance, which would make it like two people have done on this episode.
So I don't have that much content online, so I wouldn't say that for sure someone has masturbated to my content online, but I bet you someone after masturbating, still with penis in hand, has clicked to another window where one of my content
and your face was there.
Yeah, and then they continued watching, and they were like just finishing off, just still stroking, not even realizing it.
What are you doing?
Just like getting the residue out there, you know.
What kind of day have you had that this is what you want to talk about?
Jason, I had a few glasses of orange wine. It's natural and organic. At first, I thought it went bad. I was like, this wine has gone bad. Like, no, it's orange.
Yeah, I forget what the process is for that, but like because there's this place nearby where they have like nothing but like, it's a grocery store, but it's just microbrews and cold cuts and wine, from Quebec.
Right.
And I gifted a bottle of the wine to my sister. And I've bought 4 of these bottles of wine. 2 of them have gone bad, and I gave them to my sister. It also went bad. And I think it's just that you buy wine locally, not from like Italy or Portugal or Spain or California. It's just shit half the time because that's why. No, this one was supposed to taste like this. What do you mean? Like sour?
Yeah, it's sour. That's what organic wines taste like. It's a
not
little
all
fizzy.
of them.
No, not all of them, but this is, and we tasted one. It was delicious. I was like, "This is orange wine. This is fucking amazing." I took it down in a second. The second one, I'm like, "Oh, this is not good." But then eventually, I finished it because it wasn't bad.
Right.
It just didn't. It's just so funky that it takes you a second to like even get used to what's going on.
Yeah.
But all their wines are from private importers. Like they're like.
But from here.
Yeah.
Quebec.
Yeah. No, it's not a Quebec wine, but
okay. You got it from
they
the
get it
SAQ?
imported from private imports. No, they get all those wine people, and they deliver to their houses. Like you can order wine privately.
Okay, and that's what you did?
Not me, the person who served us this wine.
Okay, you were at your buddy's place.
Yeah, I was at a buddy's place who just randomly
illegally.
I'm not gonna lie, it felt a little naughty, kind of like the first time me and you, in that bathroom stall on the highway, listening to George Michael
on the highway.
We were listening to George Michael. I was listening to George Michael in mine, and you were listening to...
Oh, we had different bathroom stalls? Just with the hole?
No. We were in the same stall. I need to look you in the eyes when we make love. But we both had different iPods.
Okay.
That's how old I am. iPods.
Yeah, we had 2 iPods, and we both had one of each other's earbuds in the ear.
So we were listening to each. Yeah.
If you really focus, you can really choose your mood. I was listening to Limp Bizkit's Rollin', and you had George Michael.
I had George Michael. Faith. I like that. Okay. Anything that's not homosexual related that you want to share? Because that's really all I got today.
Yeah, that's all you wanted to talk about?
No, it's not what I wanted to talk about. It's all that came out. I'm trying to think. Oh, Justin Bieber released a song that was supposed to be I read it was like about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
But this video, it has nothing to do with hockey or sports. It's like, I'll be there for you. You love, you touch my dick, and and then it's just the whole video is just like Austin Matthews' shitty mustache, and the Toronto Maple Leafs playing hockey for no reason.
They should bring back more more artists repping the NHL. We need more representation.
When has that ever happened before?
It was always by accident. It was always like rappers wearing like a jersey they found at a thrift store, and it happened to be like the Montreal Canadiens jersey.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've never seen it. I'm like, imagine Snoop wore like. Actually, I was about to say something like I knew it for a fact, but the truth is that on the latest version of NHL for the PlayStation, Snoop Dogg is a commentator on it, and he talks a bunch of shit that's probably not even true.
Dude, I forgot about that because I always mute NHL because I listen to like podcasts while I play. And
listen to the audio of porn, just the audio.
Just the audio.
Like to watch it,
just so that, you know what, it gets my blood pumping and it gives me a competitive edge against other athletes online. Kind of like how Lance Armstrong would like give himself his own blood, blood doping, which we found out that the fucking royal family does that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was like an Alex Jones, conspiracy theory that came true.
That came
But it's like, of
true.
course, like if high profile athletes are doing, of course, like the most powerful family in England and nothing else is doing it. To stay alive, because what else do they have to do?
Right.
They're gonna do like a fucking Sudoku sitting around. No, they're gonna get transfuse their own blood into themselves.
Of course.
Double the red blood cells and be able to run a marathon around Windsor Palace.
Yeah, man. It's like, did you? I didn't listen to any of that interview. Did you listen to any of?
No, I didn't listen. I've seen the memes of Oprah just going like, just hands up in the air, like, huh?
She does look like Miss Frizzle a little bit, like vibes.
Yes.
going
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
It was like I was pretty surprised. I was like, "What the magic school bus has gotten diverse in this motherfucker."
She does look like a professor of women's literature.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. I was listening to some of the points. There's this one, the comment about how someone commented on how dark the skin's complexion might be.
Oh yeah. Dark compared to what? Being able to see people's red blood cells coursing through your body because you're translucent, you vampire fucking bitch.
Also, like, what if it was just like someone being funny? You know what I mean? Like, like what if it was just like someone saying something. Like when I was dating a Haitian girl, because I'm like that. I date from all different cultures, and when I was dating this Haitian girl, and we were like getting serious, and I remember like my grandmother and me had this look and she didn't make any comments. She was like giving us her best blessings, but then my mother told me in a private conversation, she was like, "But how black will it be?" On a scale of black to not black, how black?
On a scale of noon to midnight, what hour is their child? Yeah, I mean, like, because Meghan Markle is not a very dark skin. If we're talking about the detective behind me on the YouTube version of this episode, versus me, she's closer to me than she is the detective.
Yes, absolutely.
So you add a redhead to that equation, it's just it's just me. That's what it probably came out. That's what Archie looks like, is just me.
Yeah,
with like
I don't
a
know.
red mustache.
Yeah, she's not the darkest of, but that's why I found similar, because when I was in a relationship, she wasn't so dark either. So that's why it became like a curious thing. Like, does it skip a generation? Does it all of a sudden
It would just look more Israeli, is what.
Right, but she's just like one of the, like, the worry is, does it just go like Wesley Snipes out of nowhere? Like, is that possible? You know what I mean? Like does it just like, even if you're Tiger Woods, does your baby somehow just skip a gene and be purely?
I don't know if that's like an urban legend or just like early like internet rumors or whatever, but you'd hear like that, like, oh, this couple divorced because the child was like black, but then then it's like genetically it's a match because like 6 generations back, that the lady had a black person in her family.
Right. So my mother had a lot of novels growing up, like we just had a room full of books. That's
drugstore novels where it's a guy caressing a
but
pirate
it was
wench. Yeah.
Like I think there were 2 walls dedicated to Danielle Steele, like purely to just her.
Yeah.
And I, for years, because I'm a misogynist, thought it was Danielle Steele, because women don't write books, And then like years I was like, Danielle? Like, he transitioned? But no, it turned out always Danielle.
Right.
So we had this like library full, all stolen books. Like my mother was banned from every single public library because she just like went in there, took everything she could that had to do with like romance, and just took them home, right?
Yeah, and what are they gonna do? Like, they're gonna pursue you in court for 12 cents of late fees,
Yeah, exactly. My mother used to spend like 5 hours a day with me, just making me bleach the sides of the book, so it, like where they stamped the name of the library, they're just like bleach off it's not real, but that's the kind of, we had so many, and we had a lot of Jewish literature because my mother actually majored in Jewish history, believe it or not, if I could be more Jewish. And we had this one book that I thought was a true story that I once read, that was about, and by saying read, I mean my sister read and told me about, which is about a woman who was raped if you know what I mean. In when she was, but didn't tell anybody because she was so ashamed by it.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was rapid, and then she didn't tell anybody. She got married, have kids, everything's fine, and then that kid had a kid, and it turned out Wesley Snipes, and everyone freaked out because they thought that she definitely cheated. Right? They were like, she cheated, like the granddaughter cheated for sure.
But
then
no.
she had to come out and be like, no, it was I.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a story.
So that was a story that I thought was real, was like a true story. So forever, the story, like forever, I just thought that like that can for sure happen. You know, like absolutely, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, like that's. I feel like that. Like you wrote a Reddit post, and I read that, and I have the same thing in my head right now.
Yeah.
I think you wrote like a relationship, like r/relationship advice.
Yeah.
Like cosplaying as or whatever the fuck, like you know, as that person, and then I read that. And now I think that's true.
Well, that's what I provide. That's what I feel, and that's what I provide.
Nice.
Sick.
What are you nodding at?
My lady friend.
You looking at girls?
I'm looking at women. It's not bad. I didn't do so bad, Jason. I did okay.
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 Was she flashing you through your tiny office window?
That might be. It may or may not be the situation.
Oh yeah, well I'm looking at my dog's 12 nipples right now. So who's the real? Hey, I got 6 times, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I almost killed myself. Perfect.
I hope your shit is bleeding right now.
I got a $7,000 vacuum. Did I talk about that already?
Yeah, you got your $650 vacuum. Yeah.
I showed off about that. What else? What else is going on?
Well, I mean, you're gonna go look at homes this weekend. That's pretty cool.
Man, I'm so set on the idea that I'm buying this house, like this one house that I found.
Yeah, I know, and I'm pissed off that you. If people are listening here, Oren teased my fucking balls and ass with the fact that he was gonna go see a house literally a 3-minute walk away from me, 2 blocks over, through an alley. There's alleys at either end of this block that I can use as a shortcut to achieve Oren through the alley. And we could have met up in the middle in the alleys between our homes and drank beers when our girlfriends would laugh and hate us.
Who needs highway bathrooms when you have an alley right between?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now it seems as though Oren is going to be a 15-minute Uber ride away. If he buys this house this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going a little further, which is the biggest reason why this isn't as exciting as I'd like it to be, because it's very hard to adjust. It feels like a sellout move in a weird way. I always felt like I'd be that cool art guy who always lived in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, never let that go. Like, fuck my kid getting a backyard and space. You live in the city.
Yeah,
like
there's
cool
a park
kid, you know?
2 blocks away, and there's fucking bear traps on the way, but you're gonna go there and run.
But then you're like, what kid do you really want to have? Do you want to have the kid who's like, yeah, I've been taking the city bus since I was 7? Or do you, like, you know, that weirdo who's like way too averse at the things that, like, where were your parents? Like, you know? You want, like, I want to be like me, like, where I was like, I was so afraid of the bus until I was like 11 years old. And I was like taking it shaking, you know what I mean? And I took it the wrong way 4 times. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's just about right now. If I think if things were open and the city was alive, I'd probably feel a bit differently and make maybe a bit of a different decision. But at this rate, it is difficult. And I'm getting some shit from like some family members, like it's a bad purchase. They're talking about the assessment. You know, like you have like the
municipal assessment of what it's worth versus the
what they're selling
sale
it for.
Price. Yes,
and it's about 35% higher the sales price than the assessment. And he's like, you can't buy that. And you're like, dude, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, like what year do you come from? He's like, in 2-3 years. I'm like, first of all, I'm not waiting 2-3 years to buy a house. You know?
No, you'll be priced out.
Yeah, for this
in 2-3 years, you're gonna buy a fucking a hole where you can put your shoes in it.
2-3 years, I'm going to Mars and
hell yeah, dude.
And you know, I'm joining the Martians.
Yeah, you're gonna jack off slow-mo in space and catch your
own. Oh, I can't wait till it just floats up and I can lick it as opposed to having to aim it into my mouth. Yeah,
You can play with it. You can turn into like a little Dippin' Dots or whatever, you know? Shoot it at people.
I just like the idea that you could like spin it and just like carry it wherever you go, and like you could just be like done for an hour and go see a friend and just be still spinning your cum from an hour ago. And they're like, oh dude, can you just get rid of that? Can you please?
No man, it's like my fidget spinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Just from one hand to another, you know, like a. Like you're not even doing any tricks with it. Yeah, I know, but it's just I like to do something with my hands. You know, it's like a hacky sack. You know,
yeah,
like,
I'm fidgety. I just need to just need to do something. Yeah, that's what's going to be for me in 2-3 years. Anyways,
but,
so
you know, it's not far from a lake, which is nice. You know,
it's
not a real lake. It's not a lake. It's the rest of the river that's bigger, and they call it a lake.
It's the river. It's the St. Lawrence River, and it's technically they say there's a beach right next to it, but you know, I don't know how loose of a term. You know, people are like, I'm going to go to the sunny beaches of Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got to start fishing.
But it's exciting.
Fishing in the waters where the city dumps all of our shit.
But what's hilarious is like the number one thing for me is parking. You know what I mean?
That's ridiculous. Especially if you're looking in that part of town. It's like there's parking everywhere. It doesn't matter.
I'm just so excited for parking.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
The place is great. I hope you buy it. I hope you have fun. I hope you are happy and I never see you again. But
that's what's so scary about it is like, so I got two couples that we like to hang out with, and you're obviously one of them, and then my other buddy who's right behind me, and he's moving to Brossard. I'm moving to Dorval. We're all in 3 completely different areas, and it just feels like, you know, there's the worry about that. And then if we ever do have a kid, then the idea of traveling becomes even harder. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like you can never get out of the house, you know, and if you do, it's like on
But you'll make other little parent friends, you know what I mean?
Ew,
you'll make parent friends. No, you will, dude. You'll make parent friends. You'll be best friends with a guy who does the accounting for a fucking Boston Pizza.
Why don't you just buy a Chinese kid, and then you'll need a bigger place because they need to stretch their chopsticks or whatever, and then you come live in Dorval. That's a great idea.
I mean, we'll see what happens in 3-4 years when I need to figure out my life. You know.
I thought Pine Beach had sand.
No, they got pine. It's wood. It's a forest.
I think I saw a picture.
I think I saw that ends on the water.
I think I saw a picture in the map, and it looked like there was sand, and I was like,
There might be sand, dude. It's fucking, I don't know. There's a body of water. Who knows?
Is this the
sand? You're not gonna swim in it. Are you gonna get into kayaking? You're gonna get into canoeing and kayaking?
The sandy beaches of, you know, I'm gonna get into rowing, but at home on a rower instead.
Dude,
even though I moved.
That is my dream exercise machine.
I love it. It's my favorite.
I swear, if I ever get a place with like what you're looking at with like a basement and shit with like extra room, I'm spending the $2,000 on a rowing machine.
Is that how much it costs?
I'm gonna get. I don't fucking know. I'm guessing every exercise equipment machine is like $1,000 to $5,000. I'm gonna get massive in the traps. I'm just gonna have nothing but shoulders and triceps, no biceps, just all underneath the arm. Just flat, and then underneath the arm, huge. And then my back is gonna be
like the opposite of Popeye.
Yeah, exactly. And my back is gonna be like an Australian lady swimmer. That's what I'm gonna look like.
I like that idea. I always enjoyed the rower, just mainly because like they used to give it to me for cardio reasons, you know.
Right.
And like my feet are fucked. Like I have crampy, awful feet. You know, I had to walk 40 years in the desert, so obviously they're cramped up right now. So every time I try to do like a treadmill, the treadmill's the worst. Anything I have to be on my feet, I
can't run. Same here, man.
The bike is not bad. Like my friend who I was just at, he has one of those, you know, the whole digital, what do they call it?
Peloton.
Peloton. Why is that? Anyways, so he gets onto the Peloton and
he's got a spinning machine. He's got a spinner or whatever the fuck. He's got.
And he's got a little the screen that makes him think he's in France.
Yeah.
He's in Paris. He's in France, so you can see his underpants or whatever it is.
I could never, man. Like my hips would just explode. I went for a couple of hour and a half walks, and I'm so, dude. I went for a couple of like hour and a half walks this week just because it's been nice finally. You know, you can see the sun after 4 p.m. and we've walked like, you know, just a good amount of time. And this is how out of shape I am. My shoulders are sore from the walking. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Because you think you're on the catwalk when you walk. You swing your body.
I do swing all my body. I move my entire right side and my entire left side.
Yeah. You
one
pivot.
at a time.
Yeah, you
and my
pivot.
head sits perfectly still. I'm a reverse bobblehead is what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. Exactly. Did you get a video from our annoying friend?
When?
This now on Messenger.
What annoying friend?
From HW, from Harry Wells.
No, I have not.
Oh my god, he doesn't look well.
Okay, well we'll talk about it later.
Sometimes I forget we're recording a podcast.
Yeah. This episode's not bad, all right? Let me say, we should probably end it right now and have it be a super special.
We can end it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, we got some other stuff to talk about probably. Probably not, actually.
No, life is going on. Things are moving.
Listen, I have one opinion, all right? Like I don't really subscribe to like these political opinions of like, labels and all that shit. I don't give a shit. If you want to
is this going to be that whole N-word tile rant that you did?
No,
before?
But I've noticed this trend recently of calling homeless people unhoused people.
Oh, I don't.
And it's like that's just more wrong.
Yeah.
Because technically a house is a type of building.
Yeah.
I'm unhoused because I live in an apartment style condo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unhoused is even more. Homeless is what they are because a home is what you make of it. They live outside.
Right. That's true. Okay.
That's my point. There's no funny there. It's just why
so you're annoyed that
as opposed to homeless.
Yeah, because you know why? It's because a home is where the heart is, Jason. A home doesn't.
So you're saying that the bus shelter at the Atwater Metro is technically a home?
Yeah, exactly. You know how my bumhole is your home?
Yes.
You know how you call it that a lot? Your tongue's
and
home.
And my dick is my heart, so that's where home is where the heart is. Yes.
You know how you shaved the pubic hair on my grundle to say home
is
sweet?
where the hard on is
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why, because they're not homeless. They still have a
but they're
home.
not unhoused because a lot of people are unhoused in the city where there are no single family homes. Houses.
But houseless kind of sounds like it doesn't sound right,
Unhoused.
How about we say the pathetic people?
Fucked.
The sad.
Well, not pathetic, but
how
not
did
good.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be used.
There you go.
Now
we're talking.
Feel bad, but wouldn't want to be used. I think that's the right way.
That's what we're talking about.
How about this headline? In a cruel twist of fate, the last Blockbuster documentary is coming to Netflix.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like that, eh?
I'll watch a fucking... Dude, I rented season...
Okay, but you're talking about that room in the back with the
no, there's
doors.
no porn at Blockbuster, first of all. They were a Christian values organization. I watched
So
The
only
Wire.
child pornography? Is that what you're saying?
I watched The Wire twice by renting it before I could... Yeah, before I was able to... You were able to download it. Because my fucking internet was like, a kilobyte a second.
Right.
I rented it twice, but you couldn't rent a whole season. You had to rent disc 1, disc 2, disc 3 separately of the season.
You might come back
so when you
and
think about
the season's not there.
5 seasons. 3 discs a season. $5 a pop. What is that?
Yeah.
It's $15 a season times 5. I spent like $150 or what the fuck.
You know what? If you want to download, if you want to rent or buy the seasons on iTunes, it's similarly priced. It's not like it's gone that much. That's what's crazy.
Why would I rent on iTunes?
Because you'll probably stream it, that's for sure. But I'm just saying, realistically, if you actually want to purchase the stuff, it's still just as expensive.
I will never watch it again. I've watched it 4 times. I really do not need to watch Breaking Bad or The Wire ever again. Sopranos, I probably would spend money. But
when I walk through the garden. I think it's I just love that. I want to see a movie. They need to make a good movie about the Netflix and Blockbuster deal.
Just like a Facebook style movie,
exactly.
The social network style movie where the guy's like, I will sell you Netflix for $10 million or whatever the fuck it was. And the Blockbuster guy's just laughing him out of the building. And then he's like, I'm going to keep fucking mailing people DVDs, you idiots.
Or just about the whole idea of when Blockbuster tried to do their online DVD ordering, which was exactly Netflix's plan, and how they failed at doing exactly what Netflix was doing. But what's crazy about it, again, not so funny, but really cool, is that how while Blockbuster was just trying to keep up to Netflix's delivering DVDs, Netflix was in the midst of trying to become a production company. And Blockbuster couldn't even imagine that possibility. Like, there was words of like the guys of Netflix that used to go to like the big the big movie festivals, like the Toronto Film Festival and the Cannes Film Festival, and it was people thought that they were there just to purchase films, you know, like so they can distribute.
Right.
But the truth is, he was there trying to make connections in the production realm because he knew he was planning on becoming HBO, you know, in his mind.
That makes sense. That's cool. I'd like to see that movie.
I'm like never going to be like, I'll never be the guy who sees into the future. You know, I'm not the kind of guy who wants to play it safe. I'm like, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. It's risky.
Dude, I like look at the stock market. I buy stuff that people 2 weeks ago talked about, and I buy it at the fucking high end of it, and it dips immediately.
Yeah, that's what I would be.
You know, that's like that's exactly what happens every time. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a smart. Yeah. That was a smart get you got 3 weeks ago when you got in at 63 cents for the stock. I'm gonna buy it at $3, and it's gonna go back to 12 cents while you guys all sell it off. You fucking.
That would be me. Like, I remember when my friend opened a restaurant here in St. Henry, and St. Henry is the city where, like, the borough where I live in, and it was like lower cost housing only about like 11, 12 to 15 years ago, and they knew that it was up and coming. I was scared of it. I didn't even know where it was. They were like, they were like thinking about buying another location in a very popular area for like $30,000, or just renting out this small location for $800 a month in St. Henry and trying to run it there. And I'm like, where in St. Henry? You guys are crazy. You're wasting all your money. I don't even know who you think you are. I remember going there and be like, look, it's cute, but where are we? This is crazy. And within like in 3 weeks, they were like, they were millionaires, and like just and I was so wrong. I've never been more wrong. And
it's that's like you show up to like Flatbush or like Williamsburg in like Brooklyn, like in 1998, and you're like, this is garbage. This is fucking who's gonna live here?
Yeah, I would have been like, Apple, call it orange, and maybe that's dumb. That's silly.
Yeah.
No one likes apples. Google, what do you search? I don't need to search anything. I know everything. It's crazy. Oh, like you got to think about some of those. Like when I was a kid, I never used Google. Like when I was young, I used webcrawler.com. That was the search engine that I used.
I think just Yahoo, dude, because Yahoo had all the games on it. It had like some. I can't remember what games it had, but it had some games. You know, it had the chats too. You know, you could chat with people. You go in the teen chat.
you were a creepy teen chatter. You still are, but
no.
Catch Jason on next week's To Catch a Predator.
They don't even have that show anymore. You got other stuff to worry about.
No, he's got another one. Yeah, I think he's just doing it on YouTube now, just by himself. Which is funny because now he's like doing it by himself. It's not even a production or something. So it's even weirder now.
That's illegal, I think. That's just a vigilanteism, and it's illegal, I think.
He's paying it all from his own pocket, and he's like, yeah. And then he like invites those criminals back to his house. Like, I can dress up like a little kid if that's what you like. That's what
he shows up with rosy cheeks. He's got his knees on a pair of like child's shoes. He's like, come and hug me.
He's like, oh, welcome to my house. This is so weird. That shit is those like that's what I noticed like when watching interrogations and some of that Chris Hansen or whatever shit is that I love watching someone fully lie while they know they can't lie anymore. Like that idea of just like trying to like just throw anything you got out there and then slowly coming to the realization and just fully admitting it by the end that
dude, I've been watching on the Roku channel. There's this A&E show called 60 Days In, and it's fucking amazing. It's Clark County Jail in Indiana. Okay. Yeah. It's so corrupt because the whole backstory is that like it's so corrupt because like prison guards are involved with like the drug trafficking into the county jail, which is like a county jail. Like in Canada, we don't really have the same system. I think it's very different where it's like in the States, you get arrested, you go to county jail until you can go in front of a judge. then you get whatever, you might get tried, go to prison for real,
Right.
But jail is different, right? And so this whole show, 60 Days In, is there's like 10 regular people like you and me who volunteer to go to jail so that they can catch so they can like snitch to the sheriff's office what's going on with the drug smuggling, who's in charge of what prison officers and whatever, whatever. And like one guy's killing it because like he was a Marine, he wants to go into the DEA. He's like, this on my resume will look amazing if I can like become an undercover operative inside of a jail and find out what's going on. I'll fucking killing the DEA. And then there's
Plus,
this
he
one
can
guy.
have the sex that he enjoys without being judged, and people don't really know
There's
about
this
it.
one guy who's a high school teacher who goes in like, this is going to be a fucking cakewalk. This is going to be amazing. He walks in like, do you guys get the NFL network like pointing at the TV? And immediately everyone in the fucking jail hates him and are like, we're going to fuck him tonight. We're going to fuck him in the ass tonight. that's what's
so
happening.
hard. Yeah, no lube, no spit. I don't
No
give a
lube,
shit.
no spit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali's daughter is part of the program. She's like some sort of like youth counselor in LA or something, and she like took part in it. Like
She must be like a 45, 50-year-old woman, right?
Yeah, in the show she's like 40 or something. But he also like 9 kids or 10 kids or something.
Yeah, they do. What? What did you say about that?
Muhammad Ali had 9 or 10 kids is what I said. So she's one of them, but she's not like the famous one.
I meant of that faith, they tend to have more kids, is because they don't believe in wasting the seed.
Right.
That's great. Also, because like if that future thing with the gravity happens, then as a Jew, I never have to spill my seed. I can just hold the load until I meet the woman of my life, and then just floop it into her.
Alley-oop, and then your buddy comes in and just dunks it in. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Anyways, point is, the show's not that great 60 Days In, but it is worth watching like the first 2 episodes just to see this high school teacher get absolutely brought back down to. He goes in because like if you go in and break the rules in jail, they treat you like any other prisoner to make it not seem like you're gonna snitch on them or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
So he broke the rules by covering up one of the cameras, and they put him in solitary confinement for 30 days.
That's so fun. I look at this is gonna be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds later, it's like, you guys got the NFL Network, and I was like, boo, kill him, and you're like, oh
dude.
No.
Oh man, and there's this other guy who like got bullied in high school, and his dream is to become a correctional officer in prison. And he showed up to this fucking
assignment. Whose dream is that?
He looks exactly like a kid who got bullied in high school, who's now a security officer at a department store. That's his job before he goes into prison. He shows up to prison on day 1 because you can like wear the shoes you have. If you have white underwear, you get to keep it. If you have any other colored underwear, you can't keep the underwear.
Why do they let you have white underwear? They want to see if you got raped the next day? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. If you guys shit your pants, they put you in another cell block. I don't know. The point is, he walks into prison on day 1 with dress shoes on. Everyone just looks at him like, look at the white boys with dress shoes on.
Like instantly just thrown down. What are those, loafers? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Brooks Brothers, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
My grandfather used to shine shoes like that. I'll fucking kill you.
Basically.
That's a funny show.
I
can't watch that shit.
No, but it's like I don't know. It's a good like watch nothing show,
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't been watching. There's nothing good. Like nothing good. I guess.
There isn't.
WandaVision. I think I talked about that. It's over.
Yeah, you did. You're a fucking nerd. Who gives a shit?
That's all I got going. And you know what's very funny about WandaVision is that there were so many geek theories that were going out about like, oh my god, this means this and that means that this character from the 7th comic in 1972 is going to show up and do this, and every single theory was absolutely wrong. And the director, like at the end, was like before the finale came out, was kind of like, look, like I don't like. I hope you like it because I feel like you're all gonna like hate it because you all think that like we did a million things. I just tried to make a really simple story, And it's so basic, and it's literally just like the good guys win and the bad guys lose at the end of it. There's really nothing, and it's just so funny to watch how many people like just invested their entire life. Meanwhile, they're getting millions of views on fucking YouTube just theorizing where the show's gonna go next. That's what we should do. We should review a show. I think I've talked to you about this before. But we should do a new show that's coming out, and then we record right after the show airs, and the next day people fucking listen to it like crazy. It's like, I want to get wet and hard while I listen to them talk about my favorite show.
It's a good idea. Our friend Gabriel, who's going to be a guest on the podcast as soon as we have guests.
Bring it.
He's he's been doing stuff like reviewing Pabst beer and chicken sandwiches, and he's been getting free Pabst shit and free chicken sandwiches from it.
I want free
That's
chicken
the
sandwiches.
smartest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Let's just go to a restaurant and make a 2-minute video where we shove our faces with fucking chicken sandwiches and get free chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, absolutely. We should do that. We should do.
I don't care about the money. Just give me free food.
Yeah, give me free food. We can do some massage parlors. We'll do stuff.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's see how that goes. Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. But also, if there's a new big, like the next Breaking Bad's coming out,
right?
That's what you got to jump on that shit. Let's do the next Queer Eye. Not Queer Eye. Do they still do that show?
Yeah, they did. I guess everything's been fucked by quarantine.
What's the one? There's the one that your father was on, RuPaul Drag Race. Is that?
Yeah. My dad won the season.
He won season 3. Yeah, whatever it was. So yeah, maybe we should do that one. That would be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Have you ever watched that show? Does your girlfriend watch that, or do you watch that?
No, we don't watch that.
It is hilarious. Like,
is it?
I can't watch much of it, but these people are characters. Like, talk about characters. These people are characters.
Man, this is the fucking USA Network. They got characters, huh?
Dude, they're extra. But you
no,
can imagine.
I watched one episode of this new Netflix show called Marriage or Mortgage, where a couple goes in and they have a budget. And they work with a wedding planner and a real estate agent. And the real estate agent shows them the homes. The wedding planner shows them their dream wedding. There's like 3 options. They pick whatever. And the whole point is like you put like your 30, 50 grand towards the house or towards the marriage. And the first episode was a gay couple from Nashville, Tennessee. Lesbian couple with the same haircut, the same Karen haircut. The sideways bangs and the spiky back of the head.
Yeah.
And they chose the marriage, and then cut to the wedding, and they plan this whole 300-person wedding, blah blah blah. The whole, because she's an LGBTQ pastor, the whole gay community of Nashville is gonna come to the wedding. Cut to the wedding a year after the show initially is produced, and it's fucking coronavirus, and there's 60 people at the wedding. I mean, they probably saved some money on it, but they were thinking like probably, we have 300 people at the wedding. We'll make a down payment worth of money with gifts alone and buy our house after. But they got so fucked, dude.
That's so insane to me. I guess because you just said that part, maybe I get the thought process, but it is insane to think
to pick the
$80,000
wedding or whatever over a home if you have the money.
It's so crazy.
Insane.
I can't imagine spending that much on a party. Like on a house, it's a whole different thing, But on a party, it's like, oh my god. Ugh. Maybe we're lucky with this whole Corona thing. We should get our asses in gear now and take advantage of it. Well, I guess we can't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
We'll do it on Zoom. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, we'll get a pastor on Zoom.
Yeah.
Connection
we'll
shitty.
Do a joint, we'll do a
you
joint
never
one
officially get married. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's never official because it just blurps out the whole time. So
All right. Well, that's a good episode.
I think we did it.
I think we did it.
I appreciate all of you, each and every single one of you. Even
yeah.
if you hate the Jews, I still love you too. You know what? I take that whole last part back.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a good way to end it, man.
I was like, I don't want to I don't want to hate on anybody, but I guess, Jason, what was that last joke you had to say for the end before we go?
I didn't have anything to say. I was just gonna say if Oren doesn't forget to upload the podcast, come watch it on YouTube just for the nipple alone, just for the beefy Law and Order Captain nipple that's behind me that I'm moving around to showcase.
They were like, you're gonna have to go do the scene topless. He's like, I was born for this.
Dude, those are hard nips, and they're the size of a massive salami slice. Imagine if they were not hard.
They're like, cut, get more ice. Get more ice. We want them to be hard. We want them to be wet and hard for this.
It's
scene.
just the size of a saucer plate.
Yeah.
All right.
Just make sure you tune in next week. We're gonna be back like Chris D'Elia, and we'll see y'all then. Love
okay.
y'all.
Well, not that last part, but goodbye.
Bye.